I have dedicated my professional career to the study and control of arthropods.
Hello, welcome to part 2 of my response to WarriorOfGod777's video, Who's to Blame? So, I had ended last time. She had mentioned about why are we just animals and why aren't we sniffing the ground for food. But anyway, then she gets into this point, and I really want to sort of sink my teeth into this part. She talks about what's the point, meaning if there's no God or no afterlife, what's the point? Why even live? Why we might as well just die. There's nothing in the afterlife. Why not just give up? Now I want to really emphasize that this show. I want seriously, warrior of God. This is a very profound disconnect that you have between how you think and your inability to understand how we think. Us, meaning atheists or agnostics, or even actually, I believe most Christians. You got to understand that okay, I don't believe in an afterlife, so I should just die. Now, this is what you're trying to envision is how you, as a Christian, feel now if there was no. You're not okay. I'm trying to. I'm sorry. I'm not good at wording this. You are trying to say you're envisioning how we think as if it's just how you think, except for we don't believe in an afterlife. And the meaning of your life is that you're living this life doing these things that you have to do so that you will have an eternal life. And you can't imagine what existence would be like for those of us that don't have an eternal life or don't envision an eternal life. But what you leave out is that we, atheists, have a life, okay? We have this life, now, here. We have, 75, 80, whatever years on this planet, less than a century, in which to live. Okay? That is why we go on. It's this life. It's the only life we have, okay? I was given this life. I became self-aware. I learned and studied and grew into an independent thinking being that recognizes its own mortality. I have a short period of time. It is my goal to make the most of it. My immortality is in the people that I touch, the things I leave behind. I'm a scientist. I have published papers. Those papers are immortal, and I don't mean that in an eternal sense. I mean that they will supersede my lifetime. Those papers are out there. My contributions to the scientific world are out there. The people that love me, my little boy, adores me. He's, I'm will probably, at least I hope so, he will outlive me. And the memory of me will be in him, and he'll tell his children about me, or whatever. The point is that my immortality is in the people that love me. The good things I do, the legacy I leave behind, the institutions, the things I make and build and create in my life, that's my immortality. That's my eternal life. That's what I live for. That's why I go on. Okay, you got to understand how insulting it is when you Christians say, without an afterlife, without Jesus, there's no point in living. We should just die. You're demeaning all of our accomplishments. Okay, you got to understand why. If you believe that the eternal life is all that's important, then it seems to me that dying should be, you should embrace it. Your 18-month-old child, cousin that almost died of cancer. You should have looked at it as a big disappointment. Now they have to suffer through life, right? They have to go through this pain-in-the-ass existence before they can go live an eternal life in heaven. You should have been disappointed if that's really what you believe. But I think most Christians hold on to this life a little too desperately. Most of you, I don't think, are as quite convinced of the afterlife as you like to pretend. At least that's my opinion. But anyway, I'm not going to pretend. Unlike you, I'm not pretending to know what is in your soul or your mind. Okay. So anyway, I think it's really insulting that you that you say that. And you talk about atheists talk about giving Satan the high five when they get to hell. That's really a joke. That's kind of that whole joke of if people like you are in heaven, I'd rather be in hell. It's not serious. I don't believe in hell. I'm not going to give Satan a high five. There's no such thing. There's no such being. Okay? You're talking about, hell is forever. That gets back to your point. You'd say, why would you want to go to hell? I don't want to go to hell. You say hell is forever, and you get into some, a little, in my opinion, you guys spend a whole lot too much time talking about, describing the tortures and misery of hell. There's that guy who went to hell online who, supposedly went to hell when he died and was brought back, and now he knows what hell's like. The details, the torture, the rotting, all of that stuff you guys like to go on and on and on about. And what that says, it's not changing us unbelievers. We're not listening to that and going, ooh, maybe you have a point. That sounds scary. Okay? What it's doing is it shows us that your religion is based on fear. Okay? You are saying to us, believe in God, or look at all of these tortures and horrors that He's going to inflict upon you for all eternity. Okay? That doesn't make us give us any confidence in your loving God or anything like that. That means you're telling me that you believe in God because you're afraid not to. You're afraid of the consequence of it. You claim it's about love, but it's not. It's about fear. You're afraid of what will happen to you after you die. Okay? So you're saying your bully God has created a scenario in which you have to believe a certain thing, or He's going to burn you alive forever. And you wrap it all up in this thing about, this is all about His love and mercy. There's no love and there's no mercy there. Okay? It's pretty horrible. Sorry, keep track of the time here. And then, okay, this bothered me a lot. Okay, I'm an atheist, but I respect religion. I actually respect the beauty of lots of religion, even Christianity. I find beauty and wisdom in it. I love the Psalms are beautiful. Some of the Psalms are some of the most beautiful poetry in Western tradition. I think it, but you talk about all these other religions and you say they're freakish idol gods. That's pretty insulting, okay? I mean, that's pretty bigoted and insulting. Freakish idol gods. I mean, these people think of their God the same way you think of yours, okay? How do you feel when atheists describe, your, what is it that you hear thrown out there, worshiping a dead Jewish zombie or something like that, when you talk about your Jesus, does that hurt? It's kind of hurts, right? It's the same way when you say freakish idol gods, that's pretty demeaning. Okay, let's see here. I'm just about out of time, unfortunately. You know what? I'm gonna end this, and you know what? I'm gonna make a short part 3. Okay, so I will see you in part 3.